Nobody is Piers Morgan. Nobody is Ye. Nobody is Sneako. Nobody is Tiger.
Ye West is rarely out of the headlines at the moment. It's fair to say the headlines are equally rarely positive. The rapper, producer, and fashion designer is currently working on a new album. Several new tracks were previewed on a recent live stream with his friend Sneako. And both Sneako and Ye join me now. Well, welcome to Uncensored. Ye, we haven't spoken for a while. How are you?
I'm doing good. I don't use the term West, you know, the whole drop the slave name idea.
That's totally fine to say, because literally thousands, let's say millions of black people have a slave master's name. You know, this thing is real. As a lot of you know, I'm a Mr. Non-dual, all is one. But I'm not detached from the physical reality and consequences of things that happen. So not wanting to attach or have the energy of a slave owner over your family and have that be your name, like still giving them power. Yeah, not wanting to have that is not wanting to associate to that is a good cut off, I would say, to create your own legacy, you know.
Okay, so we just call you Ye, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, look, when I last interviewed, we had a long conversation. And since then, a lot has happened in your life. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to try and talk to you about some of this. How would you say your life is at the moment?
I mean, you see that view?
Yeah. Your life is good?
Well, judge it on the view as the answer to how my life is.
Okay, it's very obvious he gave a cop-out answer, because that view could be literally just somewhere you go into just to take the video. But yeah, it's a very cop-out answer, so that's not a good energy at the moment, Kanye.
Judge me by the view.
Well, the view is Mallorca. I've been there. It's a beautiful place. And for all intents and purposes, you seem very relaxed and happy. That is in direct contrast to your public image at the moment over the last couple of years, led by your ferocious... Well, hang on, let me finish the question. Led by your ferocious use of...
No, but I already disagree. It's not in contrast. There's so many people and artists that are championing the idea of someone being able to just express who they really are and have been able to go through the war of being attacked by the banks, being attacked, you know, by the banks. That's the best way to put it. Being attacked by the banks and to still be here with this view is, you know, that's the win.
Interesting. He sounds kind of insecure, even the leg shaking. You're saying that you got attacked by the banks, but you still have a view. Interesting. So it's like he's basically saying, or trying to put out the front, that he's still doing very well financially. Maybe he is, I don't know, but that's interesting.
So I think I'm in contrast to your contrast.
Okay, but the point I was going to make is...
I'm in contrast to your contrast. That's quite funny.
That I watch what you put out on X. You got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro. Like, how many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
I mean, no. I mean, don't help them out. You know, they.
I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, you know, dude trying to sub. You know, I'm a gift, bro.
Oh my gosh. So we hear many different things about Kanye West, and I'm a person who tries to keep it real, as many of you know, and I don't take sides. But that was clearly a 100% egoic thing to do. It's okay for somebody to incorrectly state the amount of followers you have on X. It's not that big a deal. It doesn't discredit you as a YouTube channel. That's ridiculous. He put way too much into that. So that was very egoic, and that's a bit of a negative against his character at the moment. But I'm trying to see where this video goes, because there's a lot of heat against him, obviously. But if he says something crazy, then yeah, I'm not gonna defend it. Or if he becomes egoic, I'm not gonna defend it. If he says something that's true, then I'll agree.
You know what I mean? Why do all you people in media act like you haven't played my songs at your weddings or graduations or at funerals or when your child was born? You know, you take somebody that's living like a Lennon, a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just like that nuance right there. It's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I
with
put
all
out.
due respect,
So many,
what
yeah.
are you talking about? I haven't said anything.
What are you talking about? It's 30. Okay, now you're not taking accountability or
I've
responsibility.
literally, you
And
said
you know,
you implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
I need a. No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay.
Wow, that's it. That's what made him. You see, as I saw it earlier. What did I say? He seems a bit insecure, and I saw that leg shaking. What did I say? This is a true reaction, by the way. I haven't seen this before, but of course I saw the title of the video. That's purely insecurity. Wow, he was saying things that had nothing to do with what Piers was saying. He's answering questions that are in his own mind. As Piers just said, he said nothing about not playing his music, Kanye's music, and just admitted that he has played his music. So that's unfortunate. What's going on with Mr. Kanye?
Where's he gone, Sneako?
That's it for Ye. But it's nice to meet you, Piers.
Where's he gone?
I think he's going back to work. There's several things he's working on. I was not aware he was going to leave like this, but it seems like he's upset about the.
So it's all just a game, is it? Is that the idea?
Follows. I mean, life is a video game, is it?
No, I just wondered what the point of this exercise was. Was he supposed to do an interview or not?
He's supposed to do an interview, but I mean, the amount of Twitter followers, something like that, it's patronizing for no reason. You said his name incorrectly. You know his name is Ye. This is very.
To be fair, yeah, he did say that was patronizing when he called him West. When he does know, because I've seen Piers say on another video, alluding to the fact that it's crazy how he's changing his name and stuff like that. No, this is where you have to have some empathy. I don't even talk about race, but have some empathy for people who are products of transatlantic slavery. And I don't talk about race. I even say to you people, I've made a video saying that I'm not black in the ultimate perspective, that we're all literally just humans. However, it's still a reality. So if somebody doesn't want to associate with a slave owner's name, with all that trauma and negative energy on that, somebody wanted to break away from that, that's actually a positive thing. It's a positive action. And Piers has mocked that. But yeah, today of course he said, okay, I'll call you Ye. So that was patronizing, I would agree. But the numbers thing on Twitter or X, that's ridiculous. I wouldn't agree with that. Nobody should be a baby over that.
Very public about that. Hopefully we could do it. I think this was good. We were prepared for a good interview. But come on, you know what you were doing.
What do you think I'm doing?
I think you were trying to patronize very intentionally by getting those two things, under his skin. Maybe it could have been about past interviews or because of what happened yesterday. But, I mean, this information is not that difficult to get right.
Yeah, we called him Ye, and we got his Twitter following count wrong by 1 million, from 32 to 33 million. Also, for the record, you guys dicked us around yesterday, and you seem to find that very entertaining and amusing in your live stream, which I'm sure you will now. You kept all my crew in Spain and here waiting, and then wasted their time. And then you got us all back now, and you've wasted our time again. And you again may find that funny and entertaining, and that's fine. I don't. I think it's a total waste of everyone's time and effort and money.
Well, it is. I was ready for the interview yesterday, too. My time is important as well, regardless if it was wasted. We have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. This is going to be laughed at by many people. It's not what I expected, but that was funny. That's undeniably walking off right at.
Well, the fact that you have over 1 million views in like 4 days, I think it is, Piers. Yeah. Sneako's right on that one. A lot of people will watch it and find it funny.
The beginning of an interview is funny.
Yeah.
Wow, Pierce is really lost for words. You can tell. he's really lost for words. Look at these long silences.
Out of interest,
subjective.
Out of interest, what do you do with him?
I'm working on several films right now. I am streaming out here. I'm editing, and I work on things behind the scenes, some inspiration for art. I'm just there to try to help fulfill his vision.
Well, let me ask you the questions I would have asked him. So, I mean, out of interest, what is with his obsession with Hitler? Why is he so rampantly anti-Semitic?
I'm not going to answer questions on his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to.
I can't answer questions on his behalf.
He's not there.
What's that? What's that?
He's not there. Literally, he's dropping a track today called Heil Hitler. Why are you happy to be associated with somebody like that, out of interest?
Well, I'm not going to speak on his art and his vision.
I'm asking you why you are happy to be associated with somebody who most of the world believes is now a rampant anti-Semite.
Well, you're associated as well. Your show's called Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Yeah.
You tried to get him censored on X. And here you are on the days we're going to release the song doing an interview with him. So we're all involved here. It's not like I'm the only one complicit.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to get him on was because I don't think anyone holds him to account for anything he does on X. And in fact, he deliberately breaches all of X's rules, and yet he does it with impunity and is allowed to do it, whereas millions of other accounts get suspended for far less offenses. So I was going to ask him directly, which is why I mentioned his X following. I was going to ask him about what he puts on X and why he does this, why he continually attacks Jewish people, why he continually celebrates Adolf Hitler. And
I mean, damn, yeah, fair questions to ask him.
And I'm curious about, given he's not there, can't answer these questions, what your association is with this guy and whether you're comfortable to be associated with somebody who most people consider to be an anti-Semite.
I think I just answered this question. These are good questions. I think I just answered half.
We haven't answered the question, have you?
But I mean, I did. You said, "What are you doing out here?" And I said, "I'm doing films and I'm reporting behind the scenes and I'm streaming and I'm editing and helping fulfill his vision."
Have you been helping him with the track Heil Hitler?
No, I don't. I'm not a music guy. And if you wanted to get questions about his Twitter or X correct, then you should have got the number of followers correct. That was something intentional that you knew what you were doing.
So I got
if you
the
know
size of his
everything
dick
about
wrong.
what he's
Is that
tweeting.
what you said?
Well, if you know everything else that he's tweeting, you should have got that right as well.
Oh, don't be so pathetic, Sneako. Honestly, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get good content which will promote you, Sneako. And I'm just curious how you, Sneako, deal with the fact that you are so openly associating yourself
You asked that question
with
a few
somebody
times,
who
and
seems
I
to
can ask you the
worship
same thing.
Adolf Hitler and is pro the Nazis. Do you feel comfortable about that?
No, we worship God.
No, he worships Adolf
that
Hitler.
I'm here promoting this. We could talk about how
He
pathetic it
worships
is
Adolf Hitler.
that you were essentially working for Israel up until a couple months ago and
Really?
promoting
When was I
things
working for
like
Israel?
genocide and not pushing back.
When was I working for Israel?
If it's pathetic to make films behind the scenes of one of the greatest living artists, probably the greatest living artist.
Well, he certainly was.
To point the finger
He
at you and
certainly
say
was
it's
he was a great artist. Unfortunately, he's become a rampant anti-Semite who adores Adolf Hitler, embraces Nazism, uses swastika slogans.
I'm pretty sure he says he loves
to
everyone.
sell his
I'm not going to speak
and
for
has a
him.
new record out called Heil Hitler. So forgive me if I don't currently
The
see
song is
him
not. I mean,
as one of the
everything
world's
you're
great
saying in this question is
artists.
incorrect.
Yeah, but I don't see
Everything
him.
you're saying in this question is incorrect.
Sorry.
The song isn't out. The song isn't out for one, and two, he says he loves everyone. He says he loves Jews. He says he loves Hitler. He says he loves everybody.
Really? So when he said, let me ask you, given you're the one sitting there, he said Jews were better as slaves. You have to put your Jews in their place and make them into your slaves. He then said, make your Jews work for you, but watch them as close as you can.
This is wild.
And whip the Jews. You comfortable with that, Sneako?
I think I find it funny. That's not something that I do personally. I don't whip.
You think it's funny, do you? Whipping Jews? Using Jews as slaves? You think that's funny?
I think the context of that is funny, yeah.
What's the humor? I'm missing the humor. What's the humor?
I mean, do you want me to break down a joke for you?
You think it's a joke, do you, about whipping Jews?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a joke because I've been here for a couple weeks and he hasn't whipped any Jews.
Really? So because he hasn't actually whipped any yet,
yeah, he really has.
Yeah.
Really has. But Piers, before I leave, I don't want to speak on his behalf. If you're agreeing
what
that
choice
he's
do we
the
have?
greatest living artist right now.
You set this farce up. He's dicked us around. You're the one left. So you're going to have to be accountable for him. Unless you want to walk away too.
Accountable? What do you want to hold me accountable?
If you don't want to answer questions either, you are free to stand up and walk away like a little sniveling
Well, you can ask
coward
questions.
too.
If you have questions for me, then I'll feel
You know
free to
what?
answer
Here's my
those.
question
But
for you.
when it comes to Ye,
Why is your mate Ye
is this
such
whole
a...
thing going to be interrupting, or
Why is your mate
this whole
Ye...
thing just
Why,
going to be
look,
interrupting?
mate,
Do you want me to speak at all?
You're sounding like Andrew Tate Light, like his annoying little younger brother we never knew about. Okay.
Oh, no. Piers, you're doing too much now. You're doing too much now. Yes, we know that Sneako and Andrew Tate or at least were friends. But no, you're doing too many assumptions now. And you're saying like you're a little sniveling this, sniveling that. I heard what he said under his breath, but got cut off slightly. You're doing too much now, Piers. You're upset. You're embarrassed. You're frustrated that Kanye, in some respects, embarrassed you in the sense that he left your show when you thought he was going to provide, the biggest, Kanye scoop of the month at least, or the year at least. Now you're taking it out on Sneako, which I have no, I don't care about this guy in a sense of any biases. Like I care about him like I care about any other random person I don't know. But yeah, I can see what's happening right now. He's been a bit what's the word? A bit sinister right now. He's digging a bit too deep now. I think he needs to hold back. He's doing ad hominems. That's what I'm looking for. He's doing ad hominems, and that's just not intelligent.
Okay, doesn't work with me. Okay, set this thing up. It's obviously some kind of elaborate prank.
Okay, your team asked me to do.
Do you see? He feels like he's been pranked on. It's obviously some elaborate prank. Why is it obviously an elaborate prank versus Kanye or Ye is unpredictable, as we know. And nobody assumed that would happen. Sneako even said he didn't assume that the person, Ye, would just walk off. Yeah, he's taking it out on another person. It's not an elaborate prank. It's not proven that it's an elaborate prank. It's just Ye. I mean, what do we expect from this person? Doesn't the world refer to him as unhinged? Pierce is pissed. That was my phone dropped. Pierce is pissed.
If you want to be Netanyahu on TV,
given you want to be
Dave Portnoy with a suit, then sure. If you want to do ad hominem attacks, then why invite someone to your show? I set this up because your team asked me to do it. I did everything that I could. If I knew that this would, I'm not here wasting your time. You're angry at me for setting up an interview that you wanted. If you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer those. If you want to keep doing insults, there's no point in me being here.
Why did Ye stand up like a sniveling little coward and walk away before I could ask him difficult questions?
For the third time, Piers, I don't know if you have a hearing problem, but I'm not going to answer questions on another man's behalf. But
really? Even though you set up the interview with him?
Piers, you're being ridiculous. Sneako's response there is fair. He's not in Ye's mind. Who's he to answer why? Come on, man. Ask Sneako about himself then. He did once, but geez. Now it's just about, Piers is embarrassed.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, tell him from me for sniveling little coward. And
Tell him for me he's a sniveling little coward. Piers, you're ugly.
An anti-Semite and a Hitler worshipper. That's what I would have asked him if he'd had the balls to sit there and take the questions. And there you are, proudly associating yourself with him. Good luck to you, Sneako.
So yeah, of course, nobody here, meaning myself, would big up, Hitler and dictators and things like that. So I can't understand why Ye would be talking about whipping people from a different ethnicity or race. It's disgusting, obviously. But yeah, like, let's bring this back to oneness. Let's bring this back to non-duality. Let's bring this back to love. Do you see how this is all the ego at play? All of this was the ego. And at one point was there so-called understanding that I'm speaking to another expression of myself on any level. Doesn't mean have to be full-blown samadhi level, but on any level, right? This was just, you are Ye, you are Piers, you are Sneako. These are all identities created, accumulated and created by the mind. Nobody is Piers Morgan. Nobody is Ye. Nobody is Sneako. Nobody is Tiger. We are all one, observing an experience, identifying with the thoughts and feelings that come up. Then when we identify with the thoughts and feelings that come up, it feels more and more real. And then we get more frustrated if it's negative. Oh no, this has happened to me. Then I'm going to start spiraling down and backing up what I just said and getting defensive. Getting defensive about something that isn't even you, happening to you, the true I, the non-self. This is what happens with the ego. Do you see? Isn't that interesting, my fellow expressions of consciousness? You just saw Piers go from fairly chilled to completely in his ego, and the same for the other two, obviously. This is the problem of attaching too much to the ego, the personhood, the identity. As I said in my previous video and many videos, it's okay to and healthy to recognize your identity, your human identity. But when you attach to it too much, this can become the issue. This is the benefit of having a wider perspective, that you are the observer of your identity. You are the observer of the mind. This is one of the main benefits, my fellow expressions of consciousness. Don't let anybody tell you any different. But at the same time, don't just believe me because I said it. Okay? It's so much easier not to get into these spirals downwards when you understand that to some degree, it's just a movie being played in front of you to some degree. Yeah, a real movie, but it's still a movie. It's not all of what's happening. It's not all of you. Because when you take these apparent levels of disrespect personally, then you get trapped into the illusion that we call Maya. And then you get defensive. And it doesn't feel good in the body. It's a horrible experience. We've all been there. We've all done that. I'm not saying I'm perfect. But the benefit of, well, nobody's perfect. But the benefit of, having this wider perspective has no limits to the benefits of it. Understanding that you are infinite consciousness. You're not separate from God. All of these things. So even this video, like, don't attach too much to what Ye is even saying about ripping people and stuff like that. See objectively, or I'm not going to tell you how to feel, but I would suggest to you, if you're a decent person, recognize that it's, evil to say these things, but don't get too attached to it yourself, in a sense that you start spiraling down and you become less of yourself, and you might start doing things that you will regret. Okay, don't take it as it's happening to you personally. It's something happening. We can address it. We can deal with it objectively. But you as the source is not being harmed. You as the source can never be harmed. The source of what you are is always, always, always free. Have a wonderful day or evening, my fellow expressions of consciousness. Leave a like, a comment, or subscribe. Take care. See you next time.